Right. They don't even understand that you don't. You know, the way we grew up, you're supposed to spend no more than 10 or 20% of what you make. You know what I'm saying? So you can have some.
Just being with him everywhere, seeing nice things all the time since I was born. So I always knew that he was doing something. I mean, I don't know, it could have been anything. So I had a fun childhood, crazy childhood.
He was able to do it because, you know, like financially, I was supporting the idea, and I believe you could do it. He had moved to California and was working with acting coaches, and his dad didn't know that he was actually doing that. Because
What's the best memory of 50 Cent?
Best memory of 50 Cent? Ever since I met 50 Cent, he's always been stand up and probably the most truthful person I've ever met.
Lil Meech got Richard Millie's Chrome Hard jeans, 10,000. I buy some Chrome Hards for 10,000. I might wear them shits for a month, bro.
So Big Meech just went off on 50 Cent, and he's accusing him of turning his own son, Lil Meech, against him. As you all know, 50 and Big Meech recently fell out after Meech linked up with Rick Ross following his release from prison, and Lil Meech got caught in the crossfire. Lil Meech initially tried to stay on 50's good side and claimed he's got nothing but loyalty for 50. However, both Lil Meech and his dad are now singing a different tune, and they've made it clear that their loyalty is with Rick Ross from now on. Apparently, Big Meech is furious that 50 recently called out his parenting skills and accused him of being a bad influence on Lil Meech, promoting substance use and reckless spending. Now, the father-son duo are allegedly trying to get their revenge on 50. Word on the street is they're teaming up with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather to produce their own version of the BMF show. However, fans are saying Big Meech and his son have another thing coming if they think Ross and Floyd will help them in any meaningful way. In fact, people are saying these two are about to get scammed out of whatever money they have left. So what exactly is Big Meech planning to do to get back at 50? And what did 50 say about Big Meech being a bad parent to Lil Meech?
From the hood to Hollywood that you gotta have, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you getting it. You know what I'm saying? See, people never seen how I really put it down, because unless you were part of that, I'm not gonna let you see that. The only thing you're gonna see is us enjoying ourselves. That's what you're supposed to.
So Big Meech is not letting 50 Cent play with his name. After 50 took shots at Meech's parenting and basically accused him of being a bad influence on his son, Lil Meech, the BMF kingpin, is out for revenge. After 50 Cent cut ties with Lil Meech and started hinting that BMF might be getting the axe, Lil Meech wasted no time trying to smooth things over. He hit up 50 directly, trying to stay in his good graces, and made it clear that the pic of Big Meech with Rick Ross, which sparked all this drama, was strictly business. Lil Meech messaged 50 saying, "Fam, Ross, but he gave my dad some bread so he can afford to pay his bills until our next season starts." This internet sigh is throwing me off, man. You know me in real life. However, 50 wasn't trying to hear none of that, and he clapped back, basically telling Lil Meech that his time on the show was done. 50 said, "What next season, little ninja?" In another post, 50 clowned Lil Meech for fumbling the bag and joked that since Meech lost his spot on BMF, his next gig would be on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. 50 wrote, "I'll give Mona Scott a call for him later today." But 50 wasn't done yet. He circled back to Big Meech and Rick Ross, questioning their parenting skills and digging up old receipts. 50 pulled out throwback footage of Lil Meech with Ross's daughter, Toy Roberts, from back when they were a thing. He used this to take more shots at Meech and Ross, pointing out that Ross did nothing for the Flenory family while Big Meech was locked up. 50 wrote, "Why old boy didn't look out? For Lil Meech and send him to acting school? Big Screech, all your people that was out did nothing for him. You come home thinking you the Black Pablo Escobar and fucked him up." Then 50 reminded everybody that he's the one who held down the Flenory family while Big Meech was behind bars. But according to 50, Lil Meech blew all the money he earned from the BMF show. 50 said, "I helped your family make over $5 million legit dollars. It's not my fault, it's all gone now." Some fans initially called out 50 for cutting off Lil Meech so quickly after Big Meech linked up with Rick Ross. However, others said he had every right to feel betrayed after everything he did for the Flenory family. Meanwhile, even some industry figures chimed in on the situation. One of them was Boozy, who said he wasn't feeling how Lil Meech responded to 50 in that text. According to Boozy, Meech was way too respectful, especially after 50 disrespected his father, and Boozy made it very clear that if it was him in that situation, he would have snapped on 50 for coming at his dad like that.
And me, bro, I don't know. Lil Meech, I ain't like his response. It seemed like he got a genuine kind of love for 50 on his response. But, you know, my response was, nigga, fuck you, nigga. Nigga, that's my daddy. Nigga, fuck you, nigga. Nigga, let's go to war. Nigga, fuck you. And everything you, nigga, fuck you. I don't know what Meech was on some. Nigga, that's my paw, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Right, wrong, nigga. I don't give a fuck, nigga. Is it my son, nigga? My nigga ain't gonna go against this grain. Fuck that. I was like, damn, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, cause after that thing came out, how Meech was talking all, you know, like, no, nigga, fuck all y'all. I'm with my dad, nigga, you know, I ain't like his.
However, 50 Cent wasn't having it and responded to Boosie, claiming that he's done way more for Lil Meech than Big Meech ever did, and shared a clip of Boosie's interview and wrote, "I did more for Meech than anyone in his life." Boosie, that's why he responded like that. If he gets locked up, I'm the first person he calls bailed him out every time. But this isn't even the whole story. They also put it out there that he once paid for Lil Meech to go to rehab after finding out he was hooked on whippets, aka laughing gas. In another IG post, 50 broke down why things went south between him, Big Meech, and Lil Meech. And he hinted that the real issue was jealousy specifically. Big Meech not liking how close 50 and Lil Meech got while he was locked up. Wrote, "I thought about it. I think he was uncomfortable with me and Meech's relationship. I'm telling Meech I don't want him doing certain things. He telling him he used to do X like it's cool. I tell Meech chill, stop spending all your money. He telling him how much money he blew. People don't know I had to send Meech to rehab. Russell Hornsby peeped he was high AF on set. He started throwing up at a weapons test. Then Ian told me the little dude had whippets in his truck. I said, what the F is whippets? I look and it's the ish that be in baby guns. But instead of falling back, Big Meech and Lil Meech are now doubling down and making some bold moves just to spite 50. They're now edging allegiance to Rick Ross, the same Ross that Lil Meech swore he had no love for just weeks ago in that text. To 50, but that ain't even the wildest part. The father-son duo is also teaming up with none other than Floyd Mayweather, another one of 50's longtime rivals. Lil Meech recently popped out in Miami with Ross and Floyd. And to make sure 50 really felt it, he posted up photos with both of them, captioned, "With real power," a clear reference to 50's Power franchise. And then, just days later, Lil Meech hit IG with another cryptic post this time, showing him and Big Meech linked up with Floyd. The only caption he put was a shushing face emoji, implying they're cooking up something big. Now, rumors are going around that Big Meech and Lil Meech are about to get into some type of business deal with Floyd.
Meech and Lil Meech looks like they are officially partners with Floyd Mayweather. Now, they're being very tight-lipped about the venture, but my guess is it is going to be big. Floyd Mayweather is a very, very competitive person, and he will pull out all the stops in his attempt to beat 50 Cent.
So right now, no one really knows exactly what Big Meech and his son have up their sleeves with Floyd and Ross, but people are definitely talking. Some reports are even suggesting they might be working on a new show or movie about the Black Mafia family that could be separate from 50's BMF series on Starz. In fact, just a few weeks ago, Ross himself announced that he wants to produce his own BMF movie.
So look, I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film. Which director? Shout out to my homie F. Gary Gray, Antoine Fuqua, what's up? Tarantino, it's a lot of legends. This is gonna be big, I can feel it. I'm just talking,
Here's the thing, Ross might need to rethink that movie plan, because in order to get the project off the ground, he would have to ask 50 Cent for the green light. Sources close to the situation told TMZ that 50 owns the TV and film rights to the BMF story, and that's not changing anytime soon, despite all the recent drama between 50 and Meech. On top of that, TMZ confirmed that 50's G-Unit film division is already on deck, working on Tammy Cowan's life story, looking to take the whole BMF saga to the next level. Now, a lot of people are actually backing 50, and they're also calling out Lil Meech for apparently blowing the opportunity of a lifetime. See, Lil Meech allegedly burned through all the money he made from BMF without investing a dime or saving anything. According to insiders, Lil Meech went through his entire BMF bag in just a few years, blowing millions on designer clothes and jewelry. And Lil Meech wasn't even trying to hide his spending habits. He even flexed on social media, posting photos of himself in custom Chrome Hearts jeans and bragging about dropping $2 million on an iced-out watch.
Elliot charged me $200,000 just for this Cuban. This Cuban is like 1,100 grams. It's chunky, real big. I really can't have this on for longer than 3 or 4 hours. My neck start hurting. You know, you might find a regular Cuban for 50 or for 100 maybe, but it's 200 just for a kilo.
What's the pendant cost?
3, just for the pendant. Right here, this is Antarctica. It's the big boy. This is Christine called it Antarctica. It's the chandelier. So I might have seen DJ Khaled with this song. It's that big boy, you know.
How much is it worth?
$2 million.
Lil Meech reportedly blew through $5 million, and he spent it on cars, clothes, and jewelry, without making a single investment to set himself up for the future. According to Tony Yayo, Meech was also acting super entitled, even telling people like Lil Baby that they should hand over money to help Big Meech. To make matters worse, Yayo spilled that Lil Meech was asking people for money while, at the same time, dropping $100K on jeans.internet.
You know, he's still awaiting his case.
Okay.
You know, he's still sitting in jail.
Right.
But recently, I had Day 26 come do my show.
I think I've seen some of that interview, yeah.
Right. So I started talking to him, and, you know, I started talking to Q from Day 26, and he's talking about how, you know, you have sober Diddy, then you have high Diddy. And, you know, you kind of have a different person depending on who you catch on that day. And he starts talking about how he read this one email, and he couldn't go into the details, but it had something to do with sacrifices and so forth. And he started to cry. And then the rest of Day 26 started to cry. Like, that's never happened to me. I've had people cry in my interviews, but I've never seen a whole group of men start to cry at the same time.
I don't get it. I don't know why somebody would do that to.
So you gotta think mentally what them went through over there, the Danity Kings, the Day 26, because for making you treating this artist like that, damn, that shit crazy.
What's even crazier is that Lil Meech himself admitted that when he first linked up with 50, he was lost, had no direction, and didn't know what his next move would be. But 50 saw something in him, took him under his wing, and even paid for his acting lessons for 2 years. Keep in mind that 50 didn't have to do that. He could have hired someone with real experience and saved money. But instead, he bet on Lily. Meech thought in
myself. My dad was calling me from jail every day. He was like, man, what you gonna do? I said, I don't know. I always knew I wanted to be my own person. It's just hard, you know, to live up to my dad's name. And he called me one day, he's like, man, they looking at Terrence Howard and Nipsey Hussle. And I don't know if you're gonna be able to play me, but you gotta go to acting class so you can get ready. So I met 50. 50 put me in acting classes for 2 years in LA. Invested in me, paid for the acting class. I had to go every day, 2 times a day, 5 days a week. In the morning, in the afternoon, come back home, study again, do the same thing the next day.
Wow, a ball player.
Yeah, but I put in the work though, and it showed me that 50 couldn't get me the job. I had to get myself the job. My dad couldn't get me the job. They would have hired somebody else that already had acting experience. I had no experience. So I
think that after 50 took a chance on Lil Meech and handed him the opportunity of a lifetime, Meech would have been extra careful not to mess it up. But it's almost like he thought he could live the high life forever, with someone just handing him millions along the way. Now, when the drama between 50 and Big Meech first went down, fans were really feeling sorry for Lil Meech. They even started coming for 50, saying he was wrong for punishing Lil Meech for his dad's moves. But now, fans are flipping the script. After Lil Meech started hanging with Ross and Floyd Mayweather and pretty much rubbing it in 50's face, people are starting to look at him sideways. It's not a good look, especially since just a few weeks ago, Lil Meech was publicly dissing Ross and swearing he was loyal to 50. And on top of everything else, these new rumors about Big Meech and Lil Meech teaming up with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather for a BMF movie are already rubbing fans the wrong way. A lot of people are saying it won't work because Big Meech already sold his life rights to Tammy Cowens, the same person who helped bring 50 Cent's BMF series to life on Starz. So that means, legally, Meech doesn't even own his own story anymore. Tammy does. So if Big Meech and his son are trying to create their own version with Ross and Floyd, it's not clear how exactly that's going to play out. Would they have to buy the rights back? Are they going in a totally different direction with the story? Or is this just a move to mess with 50 after all the recent drama? But let's hear your takes on all this. Was 50 Cent right about Big Meech being a bad influence on Lil Meech? And how do you feel about Big Meech and his son teaming up with Ross and Floyd Mayweather now? Is this a smart business move? Or are they setting themselves up for failure? Drop a comment below and don't miss out on the next video.